Hello, welcome to another episode of Big Conversations with your girl T Adeyemo. In today's conversation, we have the Executive Director of Ladies in the Family Foundation, Bukola Ojemakinde. We talk about LEAF and we talk about the Ladies in the Family Foundation, and we talk about a new program for mental health that they started at Herconnects.ca. A little bit about Ladies in the Family Foundation. It's a not for profit organization focused on building relationships among immigrant women with a focus on Black women and girls to increase their economic, social, and emotional wellness as they navigate new homes, businesses, and work styles in Canada. Without much ado, this is Mrs. Ojemakinde. Good afternoon, Mrs. Ojemakinde. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm so honored and happy to be here.
Thank you very much for joining us. So why was it important for you to start Ladies in the Family Foundation? What was the gap you were trying to fill at the time you started your foundation?
All right, thank you so much, T. I have to take you back to 2006 when I landed as a new immigrant in Calgary. And I wish my me now was my me in 2006. Why did I say so? In times when I needed support and help and resources, and even opportunities for me to contribute to the development and growth of Calgary as a city and Canada as a country, I was not aware of all the things that are available to me. So if I am me now in 2006, I will know about Ladies in the Family Foundation supporting immigrant women, especially in the area of social services. I will know about Women in Need Society, providing furniture, dresses to women at a discount at a very, very cheap rate. I will know about Ladies Corner, bringing interviews like this and good organizations doing incredible work to community to know about it. I will know about Bridge to Oasis Foundation that is serving seniors. I will know about the Oladele Foundation serving cancer patients. I will know about Ruth House. We just opened a new men's shelter for men running from domestic violence. These are all the things I didn't know in 2006. And so what Ladies in the Family Foundation is about is accelerating the time it takes for every immigrant woman and girl to settle successfully into Canada. We want to make sure we optimize that time, that it gets shorter and shorter. First of all, by making them aware of resources that are available to them as soon as they land. Remember, when new immigrants land, usually they go to churches, community organizations, but there's exceedingly abundantly more resources within Calgary that they need to know about. I've not even talked about Kirby Center, Silvera for Seniors, Immigrant Services, all of these Calgary Foundation, all of these excellent resources that are available. United Way of Calgary and doing incredible work for every Calgarian, for every Canadian that has immigrated, even within the country, to Calgary, to know about what we do, to know about what is available. But more importantly, I wish that when every immigrant woman and girl has settled down, they will be able to give back to community the way I am doing, the way others are doing, not always expecting things to be rewarded to them in money currency, but knowing that there is always a reward out there for you when you give back to those who are in need, to those who are homeless, to those who are poor, to those who are facing injustice, to those who are feeling lonely and just needing support. So, all of this is what drove me as a person, as an engineer, chemical engineer, to begin and to continue to follow this idea of civil society and community service within the Calgary area and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that beautiful answer, Mrs. Ojemakinde. Could you talk to us about some of your key initiatives and programs?
All right. Since we started about 7 years ago, informally and formally in 2020, we have moved from making sure that people are aware of our organization So we've done a lot of community outreach, community events, cultural events, to now doing programs. We started the first 4 years, honestly, just doing events as much as we could. We would do International Women's Day, we would do Alberta Culture Days, we would do things around Christmas. And now we are beginning to move into 4 or 5 fantastic programs. We have 3 programs for youth. We have a Cooking for Inclusion, where girls come together to cook, about 30 to 40 of them in a kitchen, in a um, commercial kitchen. They come together to cook, but while they are cooking, we are addressing their mental health, we are addressing their social capital, making sure it's built up well and solid. We are addressing any social issues that they may have. We talk about racism, we talk about bullying in school. In a team of 5, facilitators at the Cook for Inclusion program, we have a psychologist, a nutritionist, a chef, a social worker, a project coordinator. Myself, I'm always there as well. So the kids get all around wraparound support while they are learning to cook. And when we cook, we are cooking from different parts of African and Caribbean countries. So they are not only exposed to culture and costumes and all these things, but they are also getting support if they so desire. That is one of our fantastic program, and they get to meet once every month, the last Saturday of the month for 6 months. For this, we are going into the third cohort starting in July to December 2024, and it's been just one of the fabulous programs we have offered. The other program we have for youth is our Light Up Our Podium Against Racism. They started last year with us using arts-based intervention to try and address racism. And so we get girls together to draw, to do poetry, spoken word, music, whatever it is that they've got within them, t-shirts making to address racism, to let people know about what they have in their minds that they are going through. And we went even further this year, partnering with Calgary Arts Development Authority to make sure that dancers, poets like Wakefield Brewster was there, choreographers, tap dancers like Michaela. We just have all these people bringing music, bringing arts to the forefront of how young girls and youth can use their artistic creation to address racism. The third program that we have for girls is our Big Girl program. Our Big Girl program is about drawing the talent, the hidden or uncelebrated talent that girls have within them and bringing that to the forefront. So we have girls who are, for instance, very good with playing piano, very good with entrepreneurship, very good with dance, very good with cooking, very good with debating. And we bring them all together, music, and make sure that they have mentors who could support them when their parents cannot. So it is to complement all these other things that parents are already doing for their kids and making sure that Ladies in the Family Foundation is there to make sure that talent is even boosted, is recognized, is appreciated, and it contributes to community. You know, when I started my conversation, I want all of us to be able to benefit from community but also contribute to community through volunteering, through your talent, through your donation, through your skills, whatever it is that you've got. Everybody has got something. I know I'm talking a little bit too much, but our Connect is a mental health support available for every girl and woman, but it is one of our signature programs for older women, and we will talk more about it down the road. Thank you.
Yes, I was just going to say there's a segment for Herconnects. So thank you very much. Could you talk to us about some of the success you're already beginning to see with your programs for youth and your programming for women?
All right. So one thing we've noticed as ladies in the family and as myself as a person is that I'm a connector. Let's even try start with that. I'm the founder and currently the executive director of Ladies in the Family Foundation, and I've positioned myself because of the giftings. You know, we talked about talent. I am naturally gifted as a connector. I have been recognized, and our organization has been recognized as one that partnered the most with women-led, black-led non-profit organizations in Calgary. And so most of the funders, most of the big organizations know that about Ladies in the Family Foundation. So that's one success we have seen. But when we come to the clients that we serve, one thing we are beginning to see is that people see us as very distinct and unique. Our programs are not copycatters. We don't copy other people's things. We don't do things the way people do it. We are always unique in the way that we create, in the way that we plan, and in the way that we deliver our programs. We are also very unique in the kind of people that we interact with. I'll keep going back to what I said at the beginning. I want every girl, every woman, and they will take that to their family to know the resources that are available to them. And that's why that connection is very key. It is very important. If anyone asks me today, do you know where I can get help with this and this and this and that? I know exactly where that is within the Black community, outside of the Black community, and I know who to contact. And that's what I want every of our clients to know. And we're beginning to see that progress. We are all over radio, we are on TV sometimes, and we hope that with our programs and with our outreach, that they will be equipped, not for themselves alone, but for other immigrants coming into Calgary, so that we achieve that success of reducing the time it takes for every immigrant to settle into Calgary. And then we take that outside of Calgary to Alberta and all over Canada. Thank you so much.
That's beautiful. You speak very passionately, and when you put passion and hard work and your niche for connecting people, obviously there are some challenges there. Could you talk to us about some of the challenges you may have encountered and how you surpassed them or overcame them?
All right, that is interesting. So one challenge I was talked about is that we are not there yet in terms of people wanting to give of themselves. We are not there yet. And honestly, if I will grade myself when I do retire from this post, is how much I have impacted, ignited, contributed, supported people to give more into that contributing part of making this society a place for all of us where we can feel that collective sense of belonging. So that would be one challenge. Finding people to delegate work to, finding people to call when you need them right away. We know that our board of directors, for instance, are volunteers. We have some other volunteers working with us, but we need more. We want to get to that point of places like Meals on Wheels or Mustard Seed, where they have incredible volunteering platform to support their mission. So that would be one challenge. The second challenge I will talk about, funding is always something every nonprofit mentions. So I wouldn't even dwell too much on that, but getting reliable funding that you can work with every time, knowing that, oh, this program that I started and that people appreciate is going to continue for the next year, 2 years, 3 years. There's nothing like that. You just do it. You keep hoping for the best. You keep applying for grants and hoping you get it and you maintain it. The third thing I would like to talk about is the fact that is interesting. Sometimes the Black community feel like things that are free are of less value. It's interesting that I say that. We know that when you work with the nonprofits, the funds that we get are supposed to be distributed freely to people. But when you do that, that's when they start to think that, oh, maybe because it's free, it's not going to be fantastic, like something I'm paying $250 for, something I'm paying $300 for. And then it takes you a lot of hard work to convince them that it is actually good quality messaging and content in our programming. And then when they say, they're like, wow, we couldn't believe that something this good, something this fantastic could be free. But it is honestly not free if they understood it. It is not free because we want them to pay it forward. We want them to give back. We want them to write on that and say, how can I contribute my time? How can I contribute my money? How can I contribute my skills to make sure non-profit organizations like Ladies in the Family Foundation, like Ladies Corner, is growing and blossoming to even help more people. If I could add one more thing, it is partnerships, reliable, sustainable partnerships. It takes a lot of time to build that network, to know who is who in the zoo, to know who is who in the jungle, to know who is doing the same thing, similar thing, serving the same clients, and making sure there is no gaps that we are not filling, but at the same time making sure we are not duplicating work. So that is keeping your ears on the ground, making sure you are really looking into what everybody else is doing, not to copy them, as I said before, but to understand what else are they not doing that you could do, or what else are they doing that you can contribute to. Those are the four challenges I will recognize for now. There are more, but let's
Mm.
keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Thank you very much. And you know as well that you can always count on LCC Media. You can always call us, and we thank you, of course, for your business. Why was it important for you to start Herconnects.ca?
Oh,
Herconnects.ca.
all right. Our Connect. I'm honestly very elated about our Connect. Like I mentioned before, all of our programs are unique. They are value driven. There is a reason why we do it. There is a reason why we started it, and there is a reason why we grow it. So I will go back to I will say the same thing. There is a reason why we started it, because we saw the gap. We saw that there was no black led, black serving initiative that is supporting the crisis management support for immigrant women and girls, and there is nothing that is supporting them holistically in their mental health. So that's when we started. That's the main reason why we started our Connect. I'm also excited about it because it is our first major partnership. I did talk about partnership as being very important in our organization. So we are working with Alberta Black Therapist Network. Even though they are founded and based in Edmonton, they have outreach in Calgary with a lot of therapists that we work with. We have two on our team, on our staff team. We are also fortunate to partner with Health Research Partner. We know that when we're dealing with things that are new, we also need to collect data. We also need to analyze and present data in a way that is meaningful to those that are listening or to those that funded us. And so Health Research Partner has played that very important role, and we are grateful. But most importantly, I want to share my appreciation to the city of Calgary, who counted our organization worthy to receive such a fund to be able to do this work. It's a 1 year program for now, but we know that with all the work that we're doing, with all the impact that we are making, we know for sure that this will be something that will be maintained and sponsored. We are being noted by Distress Center of Calgary, Calgary Police, the TIES, the Immigrant Education Society. Everybody's getting immigrant services. Our platform is now on their Gateway Connect. We are getting noticed, and we are incredibly grateful for that opportunity. You know, it's like a mustard seed. When you grow it, it is so tiny, but then you water it, you grow it, it becomes to expand. And that's what we hope that our Connect will do, and support as many women as and girls as need our services. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jamakinde. Could you talk to us about from the moment you call the number on your website for Her Connects, what happens next?
All
Could you
right.
do that process?
All right, thank you. So there are so many ways in which we can access our services. If you call the number on our website, it goes to our emergency line coordinator, who is very gifted in settlement issues. She will note down what the issue is, and then she will connect you with one of our therapists. She will do it this way. Is either you do it directly yourself using a platform, mental health support platform called OWL, AOWL. So it's the link is on our website. So you could book an appointment directly with a therapist. We have Modupe Olagundoye and Ekene Balogun as two of our therapists. We also have a social worker, Natalie Grant. So you could decide to book a time with one of those people. Or when you talk to Flavia, who is our emergency line coordinator on the phone, she will listen to your issues, and she will take notes. If it is something that requires her directing you to resources, she will make sure she does that. If it's housing, if it's something that you need, she will take her time to direct you to the resources that you need. But if it's something that requires frequent counseling support, then she will guide you to either register yourself on OWL, or she will help you to register to book an appointment with an available therapist. And we're available 24 hours of the day. We are not really available right now on the weekends or at night, but we are developing a chat bot that will support you when we are not available until someone shows up in the morning. And that's why we need extra funding to be able to have that overnight personnel, and to also have someone steady on the weekend. If you still call that number on the weekend, Flavia will either return your call or be there right away to pick it, take notes, and then get you your support by Monday morning. If it is not an emergency, if it is really an emergency, she will support you through connecting with 211 distress center or any other emergency support that is available within the Calgary region.
Are you beginning to see traction for Herconnects.ca?
Oh, for sure. We started, like every new thing, the first 3, 4 months. We started actually late in October. So we had issues with holiday times and all that. But it was also a good time that we could set up infrastructure. We could get an office. We could hire staff. We could do all of our contracts and policies, confidentiality and all that. So we did all that till around February. And then we officially launched in February, and then by May, we had started attending to clients. I should also note that our Connect services is free, thanks in part to that funding from the City of Calgary, but also it is unlimited session. So the fact that we have people who could access mental health support for as long as they need that support is something of value, and it's distinct in its own way. We also offer different languages, so that is helping us to gain traction. We have Swahili, we have Ibibio, we have Yoruba, we have conversational French, and other languages that are available. Even our website provides our content in different languages. So we're beginning to see traction. More importantly, though, our Connect is beginning to be an initiative that is registering on the lips of almost every immigrant in Calgary. We have been on radio, we've been in magazines. We had a launch when the Minister of Mental Health and Addiction, the Alberta Minister of Mental Health and Addiction, Honorable Dan Williams, came to help us launch it. That was May 10, I believe. And we had a tremendous participation. So we are beginning known. I also beginning to be known. I also mentioned all these other platforms we are in. It is huge for us to be on Gateway Connect as a recognized institution, as a recognized initiative. And we know that with time, we will not even have the capacity, and will be needing more support from the city to continue the programming with additional funding.
So, what are you hearing or feeling about this additional funding? Because if you started in October, this is July. We are close to your 1 year of funding. Are you nervous or worried? Are you hearing that they will carry on maybe for another year or 5 years? What are your feelings for the future for Connects.ca?
All right, so I am not worried one bit. So basically, the first funding we got was for 400,000 under the Calgary Safety Infrastructure Framework. We've been very diligent about this funding. We have been transparent. We are actually going to be audited about it. Whenever you receive any funding, 250,000 and above from the City of Calgary, you will be audited. So the way you spend that money is very important. We are making sure we are getting value for every dollar spent. So that's one thing. So with that reliability that the funder can count on us as an organization that is transparent, full of integrity, I am by no means worried that they would trust us again to be able to keep doing what we're doing. Now, the funding, although we got it in October, it runs till December 31st, 2024. They just released another call for proposal that closed 2 days ago, I believe. Um, on July 18, it closed, and we reapplied. Based on everything you've heard me say, we reapplied for that funding under the same stream. It's supposed to kick in January 1st, 2025 for about 2 years. So we have reapplied for that. We look forward to hearing. We do not lobby anybody. We let our work speak for what we do to be our testament. And I know that when they look or ask around, people will say, yes, this group is doing fantastic work. So, yeah, to answer your question, we look forward to doing more work for the City of Calgary under the Community Safety Infrastructure Framework to support crisis management.
You're doing incredible work, Mrs. Ojemakinde in Calgary. Have you begun to hear success stories around her connects?
For sure. If you look at our Instagram post, there is actually a lady from the UK that was visiting that attended our launch, and she had a very beautiful testimonial that she released about what she's feeling, what she's seeing, about the good work that our Connect is doing from what she witnessed. She decided out of her own generosity to record that video, to edit it, to transcribe it, and to present it to us for us to publish as a testimonial coming from herself. It's all over our social media link for anyone to see. The other testimonials that we've received, people, the issues of mental health are very private to people. So we wouldn't be able to really mention names about those who have enjoyed our services through our therapy and counseling. But we know that within community, people are excited about this opportunity. I even heard someone within the AD, the AD community saying they wish that this is possible also in French, in their native French language. We are seeing community organizations reach out to us to make sure we have therapists who can actually speak their language so that they can support more and more people. Community leaders across Calgary are aware of our project and they have been very supportive. Calgary African Community Collective is aware of our project and they have been very supportive as well. So they will have a lot to say about what they are seeing, what they are hearing, and we look forward to more people coming out to maybe once they conclude their sessions to come out and say what they have benefited.
Very well, thank you, Mrs. Ojemakinde. Just so we're clear, you're saying that Herconnects is free. It provides ongoing mental health for Black women across not just Calgary, but Canada.
No, I will not. I will correct that a little bit because it's Calgary dollars, Calgary funded. It is for Calgarians, female. This particular project is for Calgarians, Black female immigrants. It doesn't matter how long you have been in Canada. But if somebody calls outside of Calgary, we are not going to say, "Oh, you are not Calgarian, we don't know you, you don't belong here." No, we're still going to support you, but predominantly our services is for Calgarians, Black, female. If a man calls as well, we are not going to say because you are a man or a member of the LGBTQ family, or as long as you got consent to call and to release your information, or you're supported by your guardian, yep, we are available to support you.
So just so we're clear, I live in Edmonton. I can call and use this service ongoing and not get an invoice in the mail.
For sure, you can call from Edmonton. All we know that at the end of the day, when we all is said and done, 90% of our customers will be Calgarians. Because, for instance, let's think about it. You may have lived in Calgary up till yesterday and you've started your therapy and then you move to Edmonton tomorrow because of work. We are not going to say because that movement happened, you are no longer due for our services. We're going to continue. Or you could be living in Edmonton today and tomorrow you find yourself coming to live in Calgary. So we try as best as possible to make sure the resources go first to Calgarians. Uh, but we are also open to anybody else outside of Canada, of Calgary.
Mrs. Ojemakinde, we've come to the nearly the end of this media chat. Was there anything else, or is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience that we have not covered?
All right. I honestly want to thank you so much for this opportunity. It came unplanned, but it has been a fantastic conversation with you. I love all the questions. They are pointed, they are direct. One thing I would like the audience to know is that there is always a place for you. When people say there's a place for you, there's a place for you to receive, there's a place for you to give, there's a place for you to ignite the fire like the one that is burning in me to always give back to community. There's always a place for you to impact the next generation. And I just want all of us listening to me today, you, me, us, to look around and say, what is there for me? What is there for me to benefit? As I mentioned, there's so many resources out there that people can benefit if only they ask. There is no shame in asking. Ask, ask, ask. Ask for support for your furniture. Ask for support for your job. Ask for support for housing. Just ask. Eventually, you will get the answer that you need. And then just don't think about what is there for me in terms of receiving, what is there for me in terms of giving. After you have asked and you have received, what can I give back? How can I help others? It could mean sharing about our camps. Just share. Some people will hear about our camps and dismiss it and say, oh, I don't have girls. Oh, I don't have this age group. But you know somebody, you know a colleague, you know a friend, you know a fellow churchgoer who has a daughter, who you feel like that daughter may be struggling to find friends, to build, they are isolated, they are feeling like the minority. Those are the people that you can say, I know of a camp and it's free for God's sake that is going on. Let me share this link with you. Don't just see a link, read it and say it doesn't apply to me, and off the garbage it goes. If I do that, if Miss T does that, nobody will be talking to each other to support each other. Let's build this community up together. Let's contribute 1 hour a day, 10 seconds a day, whatever you got. It's going to contribute to the bigger pot, and we can take Calgary to the next level of a city that is full of opportunities uh, for its residents. One thing I must say, Mayor Joey Gondek just released information on our social media page the other day that Calgary is one of the top 10 livable cities in the world. It is, I'm so happy that things like our Connect, things like what Ladies Corner is doing, is contributing to that livable ability of the city of Calgary. And there's so many other organizations. I started with them: Calgary Foundation, United Way of Calgary, Immigrant Services, Center for Newcomers, CCIS, Calgary Catholic Immigration Society. They are just, I can go on and on. There are many that I work with personally that I can vouch for. And I want you all to just benefit and also contribute to all these organizations so that our future generations can be supported now and in the future. I want to thank you, Miss T, for this time with you. I look forward to more partnerships as time and space allow, and I wish you the very best in your endeavors as well. Thank you so much.
Mrs. Ojemakinde, you are the founder and CEO of Ladies in the Family Foundation. Thank you so very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.